I think life is a curious dance between what it is and what we want it to be. How it presents itself is almost always different to how we want it to present itself in most of the cases. And so, what I have realized through a number of learnings and understanding some life experiences and coming out of them, I have come to some very basic conclusions about it. And one of the biggest realization I have had about this is, first of all, we should just allow some time to see how life is presenting. So, meaning to see how things are as opposed to how we want them to be to begin with. And when we allow what is, we create the possibility for what could be. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. So, for example, I take in a workplace, sometimes we have this manager or a boss who doesn't like us for some reason, or sometimes we don't seem to get a promotion or the success or the kind of career ladder that we had been hoping for, but we don't get. So what we do most of the time and spend a lot of our time and be anxious about why that is happening, why this person doesn't like me, why am I not getting a promotion, why am I not getting the career path that I have been wanting. So we spend a lot of time asking, why is it so, as opposed to just taking some time and saying to ourselves, my manager doesn't like me. I am not getting a promotion here, for example. And when we allow that realization, or when we allow ourselves to see things as they are, then we know what to do about it. So once I know or I realize that my manager doesn't like me or my manager is not going to give me promotion, it's only in that moment of realization that I would know what to do next. So maybe change my organization, change the department, or just go and do something that helps that relationship. And if not, then again, we have some other opportunities to get out of that situation. So even in our relationships, right? So we have maybe a friend or a family member that we don't seem to get along, and maybe they don't like us. So rather than fighting in our mind, oh, they don't like us, they don't, accept us, or they don't embrace us, rather than doing that, we can, if we say that person doesn't like me, and just pause for a second, just see it for what it is, and then we can find out ways to get out of it or find ways to alter our behavior towards them. Well, if they don't like us, it's okay, respecting their decision for not liking us and moving on and doing other things. So we do not have to be in that angst for why that person is not liking us, because in this case, again, that dance is happening. Life is presenting itself in one way and we are wanting it in some other way. So as long as we are in this interlocking situation between what we want from life and what life is presenting us, there is no movement. But the moment we start to see how it is, then we start to flow and we start to move along with it. I know it's easier said than done, but try to practice. Or sometimes when we are very angry about something, then rather than fighting that anger, we can just simply stop and say, I am angry about this. I feel anger within me. The moment we acknowledge that emotion, the moment we acknowledge what we are seeking or what we are going through right now, then in that moment it lessens its impact. So I have tried that in many situations. Like, for example, in my last video, I talked about how each time I solidify my career path, we seem to be transferred and we seem to be moving to another place and I have to restart again. So I have two choices. I can either fight it, I can either say, why do I have to keep quitting my job and keep looking for something else and keep staying at home for a while, which I'm not enjoying. I can keep doing that. I can keep fighting the situation, or I can say, okay, this is my situation. I need to be moving every few years to a new place. Once I have accepted that situation, I have found that one way for me to flourish and for me to adapt to my situation is to diversify my skill set, is to try something new, is to be able to experiment with things. So in that way, what is happening is I'm enjoying every moment of life. I am acknowledging what life is presenting to me. And then with that acknowledgement, I'm also realizing what I need to do to flourish, what I need to do to be adapting to the new reality. And I think this is one of the ways in which I have been enjoying this dance of life. Let me know how you do it and let me know if it works for you. So just take a simple situation when you are feeling angry or jealous, or if you are really agitated by some situation at work or at home, just sit with it and say, this is the situation. Give it some time and then see what happens. Then see if you get some new idea or some strategies to manage that or not. Just try it and let me know.